Listen up. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast belong solely to the podcast participants, and not to any participant's employer, organization, committee, or other group or individual. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. You know, for fun. So lighten up and enjoy. Oh my. Well, Stomping Jen, this is not like riding a bike.
No?
I have forgotten how to do everything.
Oh, I'm sorry for you.
I don't know what any of these buttons do. I can't remember how to talk.
It seems like you're able to.
No.
No, you don't know how to talk.
I'm reading off a script right now. I have no clue what I'm saying. Well, this is it. We have convened to do a Thanksgiving special spectacular episode.
Ooh, spectacular.
For 2023. We are still on hiatus, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an end to the hiatus. Shall we get into it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. The Soft Serve Podcast. Creamy, delicious ideas without the creepy truck. Oh, Stomping Jen.
What is it with you and these obscene hand gestures?
What, my jerking off hand gestures, you mean?
Yeah.
Those ones?
Yeah.
Well, because doing this feels like maybe the hiatus is over, but it's not over. Right? We have no schedule to do podcasts.
You don't need a schedule.
No, well, if you're, first of all, to all of our listeners, welcome to the podcast. If you're listening for the first time, which is possible now, we've been on break so long, new people might be finding their way to this here and there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, welcome. I'm Brad, your host, also known as Sawtooth. What's your name?
Stomping Jen.
Stomping Jen. Good to see you over there.
Mm-hmm.
You're very far away. You're like across the room. You couldn't be any further away from me.
This is where you put the microphone.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, we've been on a break from regularly publishing this podcast now for almost a year, right? We've been on break. When did we go on break?
January.
I don't want to come back.
Okay.
You know how many people I've told no, you can't be a guest? Like 5 have reached out and have been I've been like, no. We're on hiatus. I don't think we're ever going to have another guest again.
We could always do like once a month.
With a guest?
I don't know if people want to come on. I don't know who wants to come on.
They probably don't want to come on anymore. After you tell somebody no so many times, they're probably like, nope, sorry. I'll go find another podcast to be on. I don't need your podcast anymore. Brad. So big on your hiatus. You think you could just tell me no? Do you? Do you think there are people out there who are mad at me for saying no?
I think you're thinking about it way too much.
All right. Well, the hiatus continues, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We needed to address it. We needed to be upfront about it. We can't hide behind the hiatus. We can't not address the hiatus. People are going to want to know. And so we've addressed it.
Who wants to know?
Nobody wants to know. Nobody listens to this. Are you kidding me?
Well, some people do.
This is just total masturbation. Which is why I was making those hand gestures before.
Oh, there you go. You've closed the loop.
Jerking off all over the place in the air. That's what I was doing. I was doing both hands. It was a whole thing.
It's a funny cartoon.
If we had a video podcast, you could see me jerking off in the air with my hands. Go ahead. What was the cartoon you saw?
A cartoon with these 3 men who were on go to get a hotel room for the night. For some reason,
Sounds hot.
They only had a room with 1 king bed.
This is getting hotter and hotter.
So they all go to bed, and then they wake up, and one of them says, the guy on the one end says, I had the most vivid dream of getting jerked off.
Oh.
And the other guy was like, on the other side was like, I did too. And then the guy in the middle was like, I had a dream I was skiing. That was so bad.
I love it. That's great.
I didn't make this cartoon, by the way.
Yeah.
I just saw it somewhere.
Well,
as you do on the internet, stupid things.
Yeah, good thing it wasn't snowboarding.
Why? What would happen on snowboard?
Because then nobody would get hand jobs if the guy had a dream of snowboarding, right?
Boy.
Good thing he dreamt about skiing. Okay. Well, one thing I did want to mark. You're probably going to get mad at me about this, but I hate the fall because there's so many death anniversaries to recognize and reflect upon. We're not going to dwell on it a lot, but I am going to play the sad music for a minute.
Oh my God, the sad music.
I know. It's awful. I used to love the fall, but so many people close to me have died in the fall. So
literally everybody.
Yeah, I'm just going to go down the list of the people that I'm thinking about at this time of year, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First on the list is your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like right around this time of year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like right before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We miss her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are the holidays tougher for you because do you think about it or no?
No, Thanksgiving was our favorite holiday.
I know. Well, thinking about her, my mother died in the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
How many years ago is that now? It was 2005?
Well, our nephew is just turned 18, so yeah. 18
God.
years.
Jesus Christ, 18 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was 64 when she died. Imagine that.
Mm-hmm. So how old she be now? 82?
Oh, God, yeah. 82.
That's
Jeez, well, she didn't make it. My grandmother died in October.
Mm-hmm.
She lived a long life, though. She was like 90-something when she died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My uncle, he died in November, beginning in November, so I always think about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were there with him when he died. Then, my father.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing? You think that's funny?
No, the whole thing is so fucking ridiculous.
My father died in, on Veterans Day.
It was Columbus Day.
Oh, Columbus Day.
Indigenous Peoples.
Indigenous Peoples Day. He died on. That was a year ago.
That was a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, we loved it so much, we got married.
I know. And my fucking mother died the day before our anniversary.
It was the day after.
The day after?
I think it was the day after.
No, she died on October 26th.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100% sure.
Are you sure it wasn't the 28th?
Yeah, you don't need to look.
Okay.
I know when it was. So anyways, this time of year is just always bittersweet for me, the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love the fall. Pumpkins, lattes, pumpkin spice lattes.
Gross.
Fuck you. Pies, decorating, all of that. I loved the fall.
All those things
Candles.
can still happen.
Yeah, I guess they can. Anyways, so rest in peace, people. Okay? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. To my father's ghost, I don't hold it against Jen for laughing that you're dead.
That's not why I laughed.
You laughed.
That's not why I laughed. It's like all your family died in October, November.
Oh, yeah. All right. Enough of that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Thank you.
I have to figure out, I can't remember how to stop this goddamn violin. There we go. Whew. I'm rusty. Real rusty. Okay. I just want to take note of that. Sorry. We've probably lost everybody What a bummer. What a fucking bummer.
This is supposed to be a fun show, and you open it up with, hey, everybody die in the fall.
Fuck you. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to have fun, and I fucking ruin it for everyone all the time.
And you want us to have a fun show.
Yeah.
After that, thanks.
I can't help it. All right. Well, we've been up to a lot of stuff, right? It's been like months since we've done an update podcast. It's been since the summer.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. I've got a list of things. We're not going to go over everything, obviously. God. Well, one thing I do want to remark upon, after my father died, there was this mystery about whether or not I had a half-brother out there somewhere. In relation to this whole like Ancestry.com, like DNA testing type of thing. Mm-hmm. Somebody else in my family did a DNA test a while back, and it flagged for a possible half-brother. So we were all like kind of panicking. We're like, oh no, is there somebody out there waiting in the wings? You know, like, did my father have a second family somewhere?
All sorts of speculation.
Did my mother have a child maybe when she was younger, before she met my father? We had no clue. Because back then it was very common for women who did not have abortions to have the babies and then give them up for adoption. Right?
Yeah.
So we were considering that as a possibility. Well, it turns out it's not interesting at all. I do not have a half-brother. The mystery person is another relative, an uncle, most likely. Mm-hmm. So we've resolved that. Okay. We can cross that off the list. Okay. No half brother.
Yeah. Okay. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that. I was kind of excited.
Would you want to have another sibling? Sibling out there?
Maybe. It was kind of interesting. It had some interesting, like, excitement to my life for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Thinking about it, walking around thinking, you know, maybe that dude I slept with in the bookstore bathroom was my half-brother. Oh, I mean, did I say that? I mean, maybe that person I randomly bumped into in the bookstore.
The one that you had a vivid dream with?
Yeah, the one I went skiing with.
Yeah.
Was my half-brother. No. You never know, right? You never know. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that mystery's gone. What else is big going on? We shouldn't talk about this too much because this is supposed to be fun.
Another depressing topic that you have on your list.
World War III.
Oh, no. We're not going to talk about that.
We're skipping World War III.
So, like, all of that, we don't need to talk about. No.
Okay.
No.
All right, here's to the World War III discussion.
That's right.
Thank you, Stomping Jen.
This is supposed to be a fun show.
Should I put on the violin music and talk about...
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Another thing that's been going on in our lives is you've been falling apart.
What?
You're no longer the resilient, vibrant woman that I married all those years ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You have ailments.
What?
You hurt your neck and your ankle. Remember?
My neck, my back, and my...
Do you remember this?
Yes, I twisted my ankle.
Yeah.
I sprained my ankle. It could potentially still be broken. It's still bothering me. It's been over a month.
You were limping around.
That was bad.
Like a lot. Mm-hmm. Limping around a lot. Mm-hmm. It's okay now?
No, it's still not 100%.
And then you hurt your neck and you crushed me. You emotionally crushed me because you wouldn't lay with me at night.
Oh no, it's bad.
Right? Because just so people know, when we go to bed at night before we go skiing, you usually rest your head on my shoulder, my right shoulder. I sleep on the left side of the bed. Wait, it's my left. I sleep on, if it's, yeah. If you're standing over us, watching us skiing, it would be on the right-hand side of the bed. What?
I'm on the right, and so I lay on my left side.
Which shoulder is this that I'm pointing at right here?
That is your right.
Okay, so
you were right the first time.
Yeah, your head goes on the right side of my body.
Yeah.
Every night, like clockwork. That's how we start out the night before I flip you over like a pancake.
But for some reason, that position really...
hurt your neck.
Just like being in that position for a long period of time. And so like I'll wake up an hour later and like I have to move and it's so painful.
Well, I didn't like not having your head on my shoulder. I told you about that. I said, I feel like you're rejecting me. I feel hurt by this. How dare you? And you said, I'm in pain. I cannot lie like this. Don't take it personally.
Yeah, it's true.
And I said, well, I'm taking it personally. This means you don't love me anymore. It's a sign. How many years have we been married?
22.
22? All right, we've been together 27 years. So I was like, this is breaking 27 years of tradition. You can't do this to me. And you're like, well, I have to. My neck hurts.
It did.
Right.
But then still is not great.
Well, but at some point you stopped giving me the sore shoulder. And you
the cold shoulder.
And you came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So all's right in the world now.
Oh.
But how's your neck now?
My neck? It's okay.
You said it hurts still?
I don't know. It's just my whole... Yeah.
What?
It's just all fucked up.
Just getting old.
Yeah.
All right. No, I'm sorry. All right. Well, you're falling apart. That's been happening. Let's see. We went to go see a really cool concert. Peter Gabriel.
Oh my God, that was so long ago.
I know. We haven't done a podcast in forever.
When was that? That was in September?
September. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was for Peter Gabriel's new album, I.O.
That's coming out in the beginning of December.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, and you enlightened me to this. For this album, over the last year, he's been releasing a new track on every full moon, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah. And he like also commissioned all this artwork to go with each song. So he's been releasing them with like these videos and like artwork. And
yeah,
he used the artwork in the show. It was really cool.
Yeah, so we went to this show. I didn't know very many of the songs at all, actually.
Right.
And
the newer ones.
The newer ones. And I loved them all.
Yeah.
It was great. I
he
really
did play
enjoyed
some
it.
Classics.
Yeah. But I liked the show. It started out kind of cool. It's just him and this other dude sitting in front of like a little fake campfire.
Just him and some other dude.
Yeah,
there was a whole mess of musicians sitting around the campfire.
Not at the beginning. It was just him and this one other guy.
A whole bunch of musicians.
You go back and watch it. It was just him and one other guy, and then they started playing, and then the other people started coming out to join them. But that was a really good concert. I'm glad I went. I didn't want to go because it was in Boston.
You never want to go.
No, and we live far away from Boston.
It's not that bad.
It's like an hour and a half. But I didn't want to go. But thankfully, friends of ours drove. So I didn't have to drive, which made it much better for me.
Yeah, I will just say to listeners that 90% of the time we end up driving when we go with people.
Yeah, why is that?
Because you like to be in control, usually. Yeah.
No, I jumped at the opportunity to have somebody else drive.
I think this was like one of the only times you were like, oh yeah, that's great.
No.
I don't have to deal with it.
No, anyways, let's set that aside. It was a really good show. I really enjoyed it.
It was a very good show.
It was in the Boston Garden.
It was TD, yep.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm glad you put a list together because I would not have remembered that.
Oh, I've got everything on here. Let's see. We saw the Taylor Swift Eras movie. Eras. Or is it Eras?
It's Eras.
Huh. That's how you pronounce that? Is that like eras in time? Oh.
The Eras tour.
I thought it was era.
Oh.
I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, stop it. You did, too.
Well, that was pretty good.
That wasn't that long ago.
Well, I didn't go to the concert that you went to, which it rained the entire time and you almost died of hypothermia.
Yeah, so fun.
I didn't go to that. So I enjoyed just sitting in the comfort of a movie theater and watching the Taylor Swift concert.
As did I.
It was really great.
Yes.
I ate some popcorn, drank some Diet Coke.
We bawled.
Coke Zero, I cried.
We all bawled.
Yeah, I remember turning to you in the middle of it or like near the beginning. I said, why am I crying? Why is this making me cry? I cannot understand it.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Space Unicorn was crying. I was crying. We were all crying.
Is Taylor Swift a witch?
I don't know.
Has she cast a spell over the nation?
I don't know. She's just a magical human.
Oh, I like her. She's got good songs. Mm-hmm. These songs that she writes are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Well, I enjoyed it a lot.
As did I.
Yep. All right. Then we saw another show recently, which was, I'm going to mangle this, Les Claypool and the Flying Frog Brigade. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if folks remember, we did talk about the first attempt to see this show back at the beginning of June.
It got canceled by rain and lightning. So this one was indoors, so there was no chance of a weather cancellation. I'm kind of regretting that you bought tickets to go back.
Why?
I didn't enjoy it, honestly.
I feel like the vibe was a lot funner in the outside venue.
Yeah, and this Les Claypool, I mean, his solo stuff is kind of freaky and really esoteric, and I think you have to be a real musician to dig that.
Well, I mean, the musicianship was incredible.
Yeah, but his music, so why I wanted to go to the show was because the Flying Frog Brigade was playing Pink Floyd's Animals from start to finish.
Right.
And it's smack dab in the middle.
Right.
Right, so you got to sit through a bunch of Les Claypool crap at the beginning. You get to hear Animals. And then at the end, you sit through a bunch of other Les Claypool crap. And we left. We didn't stay for it all.
Well, because it was a very long show. And we had the kids, and the kids were not having any more of it.
And I turned to you near the end. I said, can we please go? And you were like, yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, because Space Unicorn was had been done for a good 45 minutes at that point.
Yeah. But in the band also, which is another reason I wanted to see it, was Roger Waters, who's the primary songwriter of Pink Floyd. His son was in it, playing keyboards.
Harry Waters.
So I thought it was interesting.
And Sean Lennon also.
Yeah, John Lennon's son.
Yes.
Sean Lennon, who was amazing. He's an amazing guitarist.
I mean, the musicianship was, it was undeniable. It was amazing.
I won't deny it. It was good. Mm-hmm. It was good, but...
And if the kids weren't with us, I would have wanted to stay. And I think we would have enjoyed it a lot more if the kids... And plus, there was this whole dynamic. So we were sitting... so there was, floor seats where people were dancing, all in the front.
Okay.
And then where we were, there was a bunch of, older dudes. And so there were these two guys who were standing in front of us, and everybody else was sitting. Nobody else was standing. And they were, and at the beginning of the show, these two guys were just standing, and these guys behind us.
Oh, they were assholes.
Were yelling at the two guys to sit down. They were like, we're old. We can't stand up for the whole show. And you know what you're doing. And the other two guys that were standing up, they just ignored that all this was happening.
They weren't ignoring it, by the way, because I had a better angle on their faces. Yeah. They were laughing. They thought it was funny. They crossed their arms, and they just stood there in defiance.
Yeah, it was kind of shitty.
It was very shitty. They were assholes.
I didn't want to stand up because just to see over these two guys, and I was stuck behind them, and then just the dynamic was just really...
I was frustrated by that.
It was really annoying.
It was rude behavior.
It was.
And I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah, and when the show got aborted back in June, we were dancing outside, and it was fun, and then before the rain really started, But
anyways, it was good to see Animals played live.
Yeah.
By these characters.
Yeah.
So that was all right.
He played this instrument. I looked it up.
Yeah,
we never talked about it. It's called a whamola.
A whamola.
A whamola.
Yeah, it has a really deep tone to it.
It's very cool.
And it's ominous sounding, and
he hits it with a bow.
Yeah, it's like drones, right?
It's almost like a theremin sounding instrument, but it's a whamola.
A whamola.
Whamola.
I like that. We left right after that. After he played the whamola.
A whamola.
I wanted to leave. Well, thank you for saying yes, actually.
What?
For saying yes to leaving that concert, because I was afraid to ask you. Because I thought you were going to say...
Unicorn was just on the ground.
I thought you were going to say no to me. But thank you for saying yes. Let me give you one of these. All right. And then after the Frog Brigade, you had a colonoscopy.
True.
You got your colon checked out.
True.
You got a... everything's clear down there. Mm-hmm. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an experience.
You got put on the 10-year plan.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have to go back soon. I'm on the 5-year plan.
Yeah.
Right?
I also had a mammography. Do you have that on your list?
To get my... Well, I'm growing a set of
No,
tits.
I'm saying, do you have that on your list?
Oh, for you. I thought you
happened?
do I need a mammography?
No.
My answer would be yes. Absolutely. I have very dense breast tissue, like boobs. Should I get them scanned?
I think that's a discussion you should have with your doctor.
Huh. Will he come on the podcast and talk to me about it?
That's a you and your doctor question.
I think that's going to be a no. Okay, you got a mammography.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
It was a follow-up mammography. I
Oh.
should be clear. It wasn't a full one. We only did one of my boobs.
All right, only one.
It was because it was a follow-up from the last mammography.
All right. It was a full-on thing where they put your boob between the plates.
Yeah.
And they squash it.
Squish, squish, squish. So fun.
What does that feel like?
It is not comfortable because it is an extremely awkward position you have to put yourself in. And then when they do the actual scan, they don't tell you this. And I forgot, but she's like, okay, now hold your breath. And she just flips it on, right? She doesn't give you a chance to get a lung full of air. She's just you have to hold your breath. And so that is the panicky part. So now you're hugging this machine, your boobs, you're in this awkward position where your chest is forward, your boobs squashed between these plates.
Should they put a fake mouth on it?
No.
Why? You could kiss it while you're waiting.
It's like when you go to the dentist and they take x-rays and they put that shit in your mouth.
Oh, it's that bad?
It's so bad. Yeah. It's and then you have to bite down on the plate, except you have to put your boob into the plate. Yeah.
Putting your boob on a plate could be erotic under the right circumstances.
It's not erotic. And then they have to get...
I said under the right circumstances.
They have to get as much of it onto the machine, right? So you have to really position yourself in a way that's so uncomfortable.
You know what I think they should do? All men should have to put their dicks and testicles in one of those things, just so we can relate.
So all I know is having grown up on Star Trek and Star Wars.
Right. Where's the scanner?
I want the scanner. Where's the fucking thing that they just wave over your... Oh, you're all set. You don't need to drink 20 gallons of Gatorade and have something stuck up your butt or put your boob on a plate. I just want to be in the future where they just here's a wand. Oh, you're all fixed.
Right.
There you go.
I like that idea. Yeah. Let's give that a... Well, we don't have that.
No, we don't.
No.
So sad.
All right. But what do you think about my idea about all men should have to have their dicks pressed between those plates?
I mean, is there a reason? Do you get dick cancer? I mean,
yeah, penile cancer is a thing.
Oh, how do they test for that?
It's not very common.
How do they test for that? They stick your finger up your butt, right? Check your prostate. Isn't that what happens?
Do we really need a lesson in male anatomy?
People, I have to go to the gynecologist and get pap smears where they take a speculum and put it up there and spread you open and scrape the wall of your cervix with a giant Q-tip.
For example, if you were talking to me about a pap smear, I wouldn't say to you, do they have to...
stick a speculum in your vagina, open it up with a giant clamp, chung, 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 chung.
No.
And then take a giant
Could you let me finish?
Q-tip and scrape
Would
the
you let me
walls
finish?
of your cervix.
I am sufficiently knowledgeable of female anatomy where if you told me you were getting a pap smear, I wouldn't say, do they have to put a flashlight on your clitoris, for example?
Maybe they do. I don't know.
No, because I know that the clitoris and the cervix are different parts of the female anatomy. And great. The penis is not in relation to the prostate in such a way that you could check the penis by sticking somebody's finger up your ass and manipulating the prostate. It's not how it works.
I don't know how anything works down there for you.
Now, why is it as men,
we
are expected... and shamed for not knowing about female anatomy when you're sitting there with no fucking clue about my anatomy?
I know how your anatomy works.
No, you don't.
I don't know what they do at the doctor because I'm not a doctor.
You don't know that the prostate and the penis, for example, are different things.
Oh, I know that they're different things. I didn't say that they were.
All right. Well, for some reason, you think that checking the penis involves going up the anus.
Isn't that how they check your prostate?
Yes, it's how they check the prostate, which is separate from the penis.
Isn't that the thing that creates...
The thing. Yeah. So if I was talking about your uterus or your fallopian tubes or your wasagubali in such a way, every feminist in the fucking valley would be raising me up a flagpole to throw whatever feminists throw at people they don't like.
Oh, boy.
Right? Shame on you.
Let's go back to your list of things.
Unbelievable. But if you ever want to check my prostate, let me know. We can talk about that. All right. Hold on, my list closed. What the fuck? Uh-oh, my list keeps closing, Stomping Jen.
That's not a good thing.
Feels like there's a bug. Let me see if I can get it open. Oh, it's updating. The stupid app is updating. Well, that's not going to help me.
You don't remember what the next thing on your list was?
No. It closed. God damn it. Now what am I going to do?
To recreate everything that we did by memory.
I didn't. Oh, there it goes. Oh, whew, it's opening. Thank God. Let's talk about my prostate some more. Why would it update in the middle of me fucking using it? That makes no sense. It's so frustrating.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Oh, the next thing on my list was our anniversary. Right? Which was a couple of days after your colonoscopy, actually. Right?
Facts.
So what did we do on our anniversary?
We went to Home Depot.
I'm going to run down the list.
Oh, okay. We went to Home Depot.
We walked the dog.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Target and Home Depot.
Mm-hmm. We went to lunch.
An animatronic Jack Frost robot fondled your tits at Home Depot. Remember that?
Yeah.
I have a picture of that.
Mm-hmm.
We went for lunch at a place in Northampton, Massachusetts called Familiars. Mm-hmm. For some reason, you like this place.
I do like this place.
I'm not that sold on it.
That's okay. You don't have to.
I don't like it.
We don't have to go back.
Then we got the kids and we went to dinner at Five Guys.
That's true.
That was it.
We also got ice cream. You forgot about that.
Oh, we got ice cream?
Scoops at the silo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did I get?
About that.
I got coffee, Oreo? No, I got pumpkin. Oh, that was good. I got pumpkin ice cream with whipped cream. That was really good. Mm-hmm. You got graham cracker ice cream, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? We sat out there and watched a guy play guitar. It was nice.
Yeah, he was playing Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Reggae style.
Yeah, he was. Okay, so that happened. So it was a nice anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you went and played video games.
I did play video games that
night.
night.
And I watched TV with Space Unicorn.
How do you feel about that?
It's fine.
You're not mad? No. I just sipped some chai tea. Okay. All right. Let's see. Now I'm going to fast forward in time.
Ooh.
Last night we went to a concert.
You skipped all this other stuff.
No, I'm going to talk about the other stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I want to talk about... I'm just going over events, things we've been doing.
Oh. Okay.
We went to go see a band called Rubblebucket. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about that?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Our friends have been seeing Rubblebucket for quite some time. They usually go like New Year's Eve or whatever. And our friends have different musical tastes than us. So I never really thought about it, or I never listened to this Rubblebucket. And
well, they're more into jam bands.
They're into Fish and stuff, and we're not into any of that kind of stuff. So I assumed it was something like that.
But it wasn't.
But anyways, they were all going to go. And so our friends were like, oh, would you like to come? We're going to see them. And so I asked you and you said, sure, let's go out.
Did that surprise you that I said yes?
Sometimes you're more open to doing things than others. Anyways, we bought the tickets. In fact, I wasn't quite sure we were actually going to make it. But nope, the day came and here we go. We went.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really liked it. So the band, like the core members of the band are this guy named Alex Toth, I think. And then there's this woman, I'm totally blanking on her name. It's like Anna...
Callie?
I can't remember. I'll post it in the show notes. But anyways, and then they have like a surrounding...
Musicians, yeah.
Yeah. But they're really good musicians, and it's like kind of like...
It's performance art.
Performance art, yeah. Like they came out, the woman was wearing like a witch hat and like some kind of tutu, but the songs are really good.
Yeah, the music was really good. And then they did a lot of like synchronized dancing and
yes,
good use of lighting. And I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I think it took a while for myself to just sort of like understand like what was going on
and to let go
and just like be into the music. And I didn't recognize the music, so it's always a little disconcerting when you don't know the music at all.
Yeah, for me though, the songs were so good. They had like good melodies, good choruses. I could get into it very easily. Mm-hmm. And really strong rhythm section, like really good bass and drums. And I love that stuff.
Well, then they had 2 trumpet players. I mean, they had trumpets, and then the girl, whatever her name is, had this amazing baritone sax.
Yeah. Yeah, and then at the end, which was really cool when they were leaving, getting ready to wrap everything up, they were going up and down the aisles with their horns and playing. Mm-hmm. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. I would definitely go see it.
And then there was like a little girl in the front row they gave a tambourine to.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, and she was playing with them. It was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It was cute.
Rubblebucket.
Rubblebucket.
So that's a new band to add to my list of bands I like. I was listening to their music this morning.
Were you?
Yeah. Rubblebucket. Good
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That was a long introduction. I feel like we should skip the whole Thanksgiving part of this.
You missed the best thing that happened.
What?
But you didn't go. That's why you didn't put it on your list.
What fucking thing happened?
I went to see Tool. Oh, stop. That was like the highlight of my fall so far.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Oh my God. It
Go ahead.
was so incredible.
What was incredible about it?
So this was the 4th time I've seen them live. And what I realized the last time we saw them, which was in 2022, like I always try to get like close to the stage. And this last time I realized I really wanted to be across from the stage, no matter how far away I was from the band. I wanted to be directly across from the stage.
And were you across from them?
Yes.
Why though? Why across?
Because they put on this incredible visual show that you can see from the side, but you don't get the full effect of it. And I really wanted that like full effect of what they intended the audience to be able to see.
What is that effect?
It was amazing.
What effect does it have on you?
So
it almost seems like you're getting emotional.
It was so I can't even. So
what
don't
Tool,
play the sad
what does
music.
Tool mean to you?
Stop. It's none of that. Stop. It's not that at all. It's just like this amazing, like intense, like whole body experience where like you're bombarded sonically, visually, like you can feel the vibration of the music inside of your body.
Did you feel it in your prostate?
And they're just like everywhere, right? Like it's like
you don't have a prostate, by the way. Go ahead.
Total like just attacking of you on all sides.
You're
right?
speechless. You can't.
It was amazing. Like I had such a good time, and like at some point the music was so intense and so loud, I literally thought I was going to go deaf. And I was like, if I go deaf from this concert, it will totally have been worth it. Like, it was so loud and just intense and amazing. And
was it sexual in any kind of way?
No, and no, not at all. It's just like you forgot about like everything. And at some point I turned to my friend, like one of the songs ended and she just like looked at me. She's like, I think I forgot to breathe. Like, that was like how intense it was. It was just something else. It was like something out of this world. Like, and their songs are very long, so they didn't even play that many songs total. Like, if you look at the set list, it looks like they played like 10 or 11
They
songs.
have long songs,
The songs are so long.
I don't think I've ever felt that way about anything.
Oh my God, it was so incredible. I was so glad that we went. So, like, every time I see a show I really, really enjoy, I immediately like want to figure out how I can go see them again. So, of course, like, they played 2 nights in Mohegan. We went to the first night. And then they were playing in Boston on Wednesday. And what did I ask you after dinner on Wednesday?
What did you ask me?
I was like, I went on Ticketmaster and they still had tickets, like a few tickets here and there. I was like, if I got in the car right now, I could get there before they start playing.
What did I say?
Until like 9 o'clock. You were like, go ahead. I'm like,
so I don't care. It's up to you. You got to live your own life.
I know, but
I really didn't want you to go.
I knew you didn't really want me to go, and you wouldn't come with me, and neither one of the kids were interested in going.
I learned in therapy that's what I'm supposed to say.
Oh, yeah, but I still know that like you'd be upset if I went.
Oh, so. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like the rational part of me,
how do I trick you?
Knew for like days that I wasn't gonna be like, and I knew it was like ridiculous to even think about going. But
interesting.
Like, I just it fed my soul so much. I know you don't understand what I'm talking about, but it just fed my soul. It like watered my garden, like not in a sexual way. Don't even say it.
Watered your garden.
It just like, there's so much shit happening in the world right now. And like for like, just
you said you didn't want to talk about politics.
I don't, but here's what I'm going to say about it. For a couple of hours, I literally I wasn't even able to think about anything else except for what I was experiencing in that moment. Like, it was just
all right.
Incredible. A great way to spend. I think they played for almost like 3 hours. It was just, It was incredible.
Right, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I'm glad you found a group of people who went with you and enjoyed it as well.
Yes. None of the other 3 people I went with had seen them before. So,
and I'm glad I wasn't one of those people.
I mean, that was the other thing. I mean,
you don't want to be there with a drag.
You've been there with me before and you're just like, eh. And like, really, everybody has their music that they listen to and that they really connect with and whatever. And it's hard for me because I don't know a lot of people who really enjoy, like really, really enjoy some of the music I listen to. And so like, just to be able to go with people who would appreciate that was like really also fulfilling. So,
right. Well, I'm glad you got
Thank you, friends that that came with me.
They don't listen to this.
Yeah, they do. They like knew the music.
They don't listen to this show.
This show, yeah.
Yeah, you're thanking people who are never going to listen to
this. Well, I thank them in person and
all right.
for a really enjoyable evening.
I'm glad you were able to go and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, we're here to talk about Thanksgiving.
I am very thankful for the band Tool and that I exist in the same realm of the universe that I'm able to go see them.
Yeah, well, it's Thanksgiving again. It's that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
On the first Thursday in November, we celebrate Thanksgiving. Right?
The what? The third Thursday.
The third Thursday,
Did you
not
say
the first. Yes.
Thursday?
It's not it. So what is Thanksgiving? Let's talk about Thanksgiving. What the fuck is this holiday? I'm not a historian, but here's some things I know, okay? I'm reading off of a thing right here because I can't keep all these facts in my head. There's a couple of things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's misconceptions about what Thanksgiving is. We should clear those up. I mean, it can be whatever the fuck you want it to be, I guess, right? But, sort of, but what's the popularized story of Thanksgiving?
Oh, that, the colonists came and broke bread with the Native Americans.
Right. and everybody got along great, and it was a common celebration of friendship, right, and all that stuff. Well, would you be surprised to know that's bullshit? Mm-hmm. That's not what Thanksgiving was at all.
I'm not surprised.
No, so I'm gonna walk you through some common misconceptions about Thanksgiving. All right.
All right, enlighten us, please.
Again, listen. If you're out there and you're celebrating Thanksgiving and you want it to be something else, well, God bless you. I'm not here to tell you shouldn't do that, okay? But what I'm here to tell you is that some of the stuff we think we know about Thanksgiving turns out to be bullshit. Mm-hmm. It didn't happen. And now I am here to set the record straight. It's my job. That's what we're doing here on the Thanksgiving special. Did you know we were doing this?
I don't know, but I feel it feels eerily reminiscent of the last time we did a Thanksgiving special. But let's do it again.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, it's not reminiscent. All right. We're going to go through the misconceptions really quickly because I don't want to spend too much time on this. And here's the other thing I'm going to say to people. Okay. I'm not a historian. I'm not particularly smart about anything, okay? I'm going to say something that might be probably wrong or insensitive to one person or another, okay? I'm just one fucking person, okay? Don't get up my ass about it. I'm doing the best I can here, okay? That's all I can do. The best I can. Mm-hmm. All right? So don't fucking send me emails about how I did X, Y, and Z wrong, or I said X, Y, and Z wrong, okay? I'm just going to delete them. I will not listen to them. Don't leave me comments, okay?
Nobody leaves us comments anyway.
I know. This is a fantasy I'm spinning, by the way. All right. Okay. Native Americans and the Pilgrims, okay? They were not friends at the first Thanksgiving. They were not best friends, as is often portrayed. They didn't come together, okay? What really happened, probably, according to the historical record, based on my understanding, is that they weren't best of friends. The tribes were the settlers, the colonizers, right? What people like to call pilgrims, right? We'll call them pilgrims for the purposes of this conversation. They were likely out hunting and shooting off their fucking guns, right? Mm-hmm. And then they attracted the attention of the tribe that was in the area, the Wampanoags, I believe. I better read this carefully because somebody's going to jump down my fucking throat. This doesn't say, but I believe they were the Wampanoags.
Indigenous peoples of the land.
Yeah. Well, anyways, they came by they were like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, firing off your guns in our territory, you know? Mm-hmm. And then they saw that they were preparing this multi-day harvest, so they decided to join. But it was more like for the purposes of like trying to
get them to stop shooting their guns.
Yeah, like negotiate some kind of uneasy peace, mm-hmm. from what I understand. That's how I understand it. But these pilgrims were not nice people to the Native Americans and the indigenous peoples. They pretty much came in and ruined everybody's lives, the pilgrims, the indigenous peoples. They stole from them. They murdered them. Mm-hmm. You know, they took their homes, their land. Bullshit, right? All mm-hmm. the stuff we know that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Colonizer bullshit. The first Thanksgiving did not take place in the 1600s, or in 1621. That's not when it happened. A lot of people believe that. Okay? That's not when it happened.
When did it happen? It's just a misconception. There's no
the article doesn't tell me.
Doesn't rectify the
the article doesn't tell me, so I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see. The Pilgrims did not provide the feast for the Native Americans. That didn't happen. What happened likely over the course of this 3-day, it was like a 3-day festival that was going on, right? some kind of, the Native Americans came and went. They brought some of their own food, venison was probably the main meat, not turkey. The historical records reference some kind of fowl being eaten. I mean, they were all eating turkeys in that area, but it may or may not have been a turkey. We don't really know. What else? Let's see. So the first Thanksgiving wasn't really a first Thanksgiving. Okay. And it wasn't a Thanksgiving. Nobody gave thanks. They weren't gathered there to thank each other for anything. Mostly it was just, and also, the only people that the pilgrims gave thanks to was God.
Jesus Christ.
Right, and those fucking pilgrims, they viewed anybody who wasn't a pilgrim as being
a
heathen. Right, so they wouldn't have let the indigenous people give thanks to their God, right, without being converted.
Jesus Christ.
So that never happened. Another misconception is that this first Thanksgiving somehow ushered in an era of
peace
between the indigenous peoples and these fucking pilgrims. That didn't happen either.
No.
In fact, just a decade or so later after that 3-day festival that people like to call the first Thanksgiving, fucking English came in and they murdered 700 Pequots. That's a tribe of indigenous people. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I believe that. So there was no era of peace. The other thing is that this somehow, this Thanksgiving, this first Thanksgiving, so-called, started this tradition of Thanksgivings. That didn't happen. Do you know how that happened?
Probably in like the 50s.
Wrong!
1940s, 30s, 20s, 10s?
Lincoln did it!
Lincoln did it.
Yeah, he wanted to find something to try to bring the country together. So in the late 1800s, this Lincoln concocted this whole fucking mythos. The one I just went through and told you was bullshit. I didn't do a very good job of it, but listen. This Lincoln said, okay, how can we fool people into feeling like we're all one country? We're all together.
So he created
They
Thanksgiving.
created the myth of Thanksgiving, this Lincoln.
Interesting.
And then sometime in the 1800s was the first official Thanksgiving. And then they've been celebrating it ever since.
I do like Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine, but just don't fool yourself. Okay? Do I need to go through the myths and misconceptions again?
No. I've been demystified.
All right. Did I really do this before?
I'm pretty sure.
And well, remind me next year if we ever decide to do this again, if we're still doing this. All right. Okay, so now Thanksgiving traditions have changed over the years. Do you know when the Victorian era was, roughly?
80s, 90s?
Yeah, it's when this Queen Victoria ruled, which I think was around that period of time, like the late 1800s into the early 1900s. Right? They had very different traditions than we have
What
now.
traditions do they have?
The traditions have changed over time, right?
Okay.
So, believe it or not, people did decorate back then. They decorated with harvest themes.
Okay.
That still happens. So they would decorate with pumpkins, pictures of turkeys, and other kinds of harvesty imagery. Now, interesting is Thanksgiving greeting cards were a huge thing.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can find them on like vintage Thanksgiving cards. But it was a tradition to send Thanksgiving cards. You know, like how people do Christmas cards now,
I was going to say.
Right? Or Arbor Day cards. We all send those to each other, right? Right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I've seen lots of Arbor Day cards in my lifetime.
Yeah. But anyways, people did send Thanksgiving cards. I
believe it.
Yeah, it was a routine thing. The other thing is there was a big show of what kind of plates you had. The china. The focus on the plates was really important.
Yeah,
on fine dining china, I guess is what you call it. China. And the other thing was the children's table was a big focus of Victorian Thanksgivings.
How so?
Well, if you remember, children were very much not the center of families in the Victorian era. They were to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, they were treated as little adults.
But they were not like really treated as people. They weren't considered equal parts of the family.
No, but they were, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like they were not on, okay, like today, like there's no problem with your kids sitting at the table usually, right? But the idea of the children's table wasn't just because of overflow. Like you had so many people over that you had to stick the kids at their own table. Do you know what I mean? It was because you didn't want a bunch of fucking kids
at your table
throwing dinner rolls at you, spilling the gravy on your fine linens. Like kids are, you know, they're kids. In the
Not in the Victorian age.
I see what you're trying to say. They were expected to behave like little adults.
Yes. I did a whole report on...
Oh, you did?
On Lewis Carroll. And he wrote Alice in Wonderland because that all...
All right, well, you should be lecturing me on this. I shouldn't be the other way around.
We're talking about Thanksgiving, which I didn't do any research on.
Right, well,
you're asking me about the Victorian age.
Anyways, it was
Tell me more about this children's table. You've gotten away from the topic.
All I know is that it was created during Thanksgiving because in the Victorian era, they did not like to have children at the main table.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Separate tables for little mini, not yet adults.
That's right. Okay. So if you're doing that now to your kids, you should stop and think about why you're doing that. Okay. Let's see. Now this surprised me. The tradition of football on Thanksgiving started in the 1800s. I would have thought that was a modern invention. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see. The meal was pretty much the same.
Okay.
The meal has remained pretty constant.
Okay.
Turkey, cranberries, stuffing, pumpkin pie, potatoes, other fall vegetables. No kale, though. But they did have other shit, though, that we don't have. There's stuff that did get lost along the way that was commonly part of Thanksgiving meals.
Okay.
You want to hear about some of that?
Yes. Leaving me in suspense here.
Mincemeat?
What is mincemeat?
I don't fucking know.
Isn't that the thing that they put in, like, meat pies? Mincemeat?
Yeah, mincemeat pie.
Mincemeat pie.
That was a big thing.
People still eat, like, French meat pies.
Not on Thanksgiving,
That's
they don't.
Not true. We had a friend who made us a...
Those were his Christmas meat pies.
Oh, Christmas meat pies.
Christmas.
Oh.
Okay, now listen to this. Scalloped oysters.
How do you scallop an oyster?
I think scalloping is like you braise it with cheese.
No.
Yeah.
Scalloping is the shape like thinly sliced. Like scalloped potatoes.
Oh, really? Well, I thought that was because it had cheese on it. Scalloped potatoes.
No, that's au gratin.
I don't fucking know.
It doesn't say oysters au gratin.
Leave me alone. I don't know.
It says scalloped oysters.
There are people who have written PhDs on Thanksgiving meals.
Can you look up what a scalloped oyster is? No, I really need to know.
We'll look it up later. All right. Clams.
Mm-hmm. Did they make clam chowder? I've made a corn chowder.
That's not what this list says. And here's another thing. Plum pudding. and boiled onions. My grandmother used to make boiled onions.
I think people still make onions, like
She was
pearl
an old,
onions.
She was an
in
old,
like condensed milk, like soup.
yeah, she was an old bird. She was born in the Victorian era. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're missing.
Okay.
That's what's been left behind.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. What else you got on this
All
thing?
right. Now,
Can we talk about our traditions?
no, we're going to get there. You want to run this fucking podcast? Or do you want me to? Okay? Now, there are contemporary traditions. Okay? Things that we all kind of do now as Americans. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I muted my mic. Sorry. All right. Here's some things that we do now. Okay. That wasn't not that common way back. Okay. Like the Victorian era. These are newer things, right? That have evolved since then. Okay. You ready? Traveling to go see family and friends. People didn't really do that.
Well,
It's more of a modern thing.
Everybody lived together back in the day.
That's gross.
People did not live far away from their families like we do in today's modern era. They didn't have airplanes that you can get on. So everybody like lived closer by each other.
Right.
Okay.
So that's new. Holiday travel to see family and friends. Watching a parade.
How could they do that? They didn't have TV.
You could listen to a parade.
What year did the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade
I don't know.
start?
It doesn't say here, but do you know that the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade was the beginning of the commercialism of Thanksgiving?
I believe it.
So you know what I have to say?
Born out of a department store.
Fuck you, Macy's.
Stop. It's like one of my favorite parts of.
If I could, I would go to the Macy's Day Parade with a bow and arrow, and I would shoot every fucking balloon out of the sky.
Stop.
I hate it.
No, you don't.
You put it on every year.
I love
and
the
you sit
parade.
there and you watch that Snoopy balloon.
That is a primary family tradition that I've
All right, I like it.
maintained.
I'm just kidding.
We get up early, we watch the parade, put it on all morning while we're making food.
All right, here's another thing people do. You ready? They participate in turkey trots. 5Ks.
A lot of
they
people
run.
do that.
Yeah, they run on Thanksgiving. Turkey trots. That's new. People eat a meal together.
I like eating.
That's not really new though, but that's what people do now. They eat meals together.
What did they do before? They just sit around skiing together?
I think it's one of those traditions that's persisted and still with us. Let's see. Some people do give a round of thanks. Mm-hmm. We tried that
gratitudes.
We tried that one year. It felt very awkward.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever do it again. I just felt like a tool. Do you know people who do it?
Gratitudes?
Yeah.
I know people who are like on social media, they do daily gratitudes for the month.
What if you're not grateful for anything?
I think the point is to find things.
All right. Well, some people do that. Here's the other thing.
Oh my God.
All right. More commercialism. It's now a Thanksgiving tradition. Is this Black Friday?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you think about it, we skip right over Halloween, right to Christmas.
Now, I remember...
There is no decoration for Thanksgiving any longer because people just use Thanksgiving as the start of the Christmas season.
Okay. Now, I remember one of the very first Thanksgivings I ever spent at your family's house in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Thursday night, your father announcing to everybody, we're going to be getting up at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning to go to the stores. And I'm just staring at him. And I go, no, I won't be. He goes, don't you want to come and go to the store? Yeah. I said, no, I won't be going.
Black Friday.
He looked at me like I was an alien.
Mm-hmm. Does he get all the big deals?
I know. Oh, God, your dad loves to shop on Black Friday. Mm-hmm. In hindsight, I regret not going. Do you know what I mean?
It's an adventure.
Yeah. Who the fuck is texting us?
Us or you?
Yeah, I don't know. My phone is not in here. It's disrupting me.
Your phone isn't here. How do we hear your phone?
All right, hold on. I'm going to go pee. You talk about Black Friday for a second.
There's
and
nothing
your
to
father.
talk about.
No, talk
Black
about your
Friday.
father.
What about my father?
In Black Friday shopping. I'll be right back.
There's nothing to talk about. He just likes to get a good deal.
People like to hear from you. You talk.
I am. Oh my God. People, I don't know what to tell you about Black Friday while he's raging over there. No, I don't know. We like to go to the sales. I don't know that there's any actual deals after having worked in retail for over 4.5 years. There's not anything big, major that anybody needs to be trampling another person over. I mean, that's all I really have to say about Black Friday. If you want a good deal on something and you really, really need something and you peruse all those ads and you find something that you really, really want, then yeah, you should get up early and go. But it's kind of like an adventure. Oh, thank God. Are you coming back?
People.
Well, see, I had nothing to do with it.
No, you didn't have anything to do with that. I can't yell at you. Fucking work people texting me on a fucking Sunday night.
There was a lot of texting happening.
Yeah. You know what I have to say about that? All right. Another thing people do. Are we done with Black Friday? What did I miss?
We're so done with Black Friday.
Okay. People like to volunteer.
Mm-hmm. At soup kitchens and whatnot. Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a good thing for people to do.
Mm-hmm. Except that the soup kitchens will tell you, hey, we need your help all year long, not just on this one day.
Okay, well, make a holiday that's every day of the year, soup kitchens. Good luck.
That's like when you get upset about Veterans Day.
What do you mean?
And July 4th. And
I've never been upset about either of those things. What are you talking about?
that you feel like they're phony balonies because thanking a vet for the service that they do is more impactful if you actually give them support year round.
I think that's true.
To one day.
I think that's true.
So the same applies to a soup kitchen. They would love for you to be there all year round helping unhoused and feeding people.
But I don't walk around thanking soup kitchens for their service.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what I mean?
It's
different.
It's about like...
I just ignore what they do. Go ahead, please.
I have nothing more to say on this topic.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
If you're going to live a life of service and gratitude and thankfulness, you should do it. If you're going to live it, don't... It's lip service to go and do some soup kitchen cooking in November.
Okay, so your message is, unless you're prepared to volunteer all year around, don't even bother to do it on a special day of the year to help people.
I'm saying you should live your life in service at all times.
Boring. Okay, can we move on, please? Will you stop lecturing us about how we're all not volunteering enough? Please?
Didn't go.
I'm just kidding. I know you weren't saying that. You look mad.
Just can you go? I'm hitting the fast forward button.
I forgot how much I enjoyed ensnaring you into traps.
There's no traps here.
Okay, people watch football games.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just make a fart noise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do that. Let's see. And then the last thing that now happens during Thanksgiving is the start of the Christmas season.
Ugh.
Okay. What do you think about all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Those are our modern traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of anything else that people do?
Listen to Alice's Restaurant.
Oh yeah,
Which is one of our family's traditions.
We do that here, don't we? Mm-hmm. Yep. Another thing I heard people do is at the end of the meal, they launch the turkey carcass into the woods. Like they catapult the carcass.
Oh, God.
That's a thing.
Yeah, let's not do that. I like this carcass for soup.
Yeah. I like to go for a walk on Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm. That's like the same idea as like a turkey trot.
Oh, it is?
I mean, it's just the concept of like...
But I like to go alone where there's no people near me.
Uh-huh.
Because of all the people I'm around. I need to get away. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I like to do. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now, But there are actually, so those are like our modern Thanksgiving Day traditions. But like all traditions we've been talking about, right? So we talked about the Victorian era traditions. We've talked about now kind of what followed those and has evolved. There are even more what we'll call like emerging traditions for Thanksgiving coming around that not everybody does, but might catch on. So I'm going to talk to you about some of those things, okay? You want to hear about those?
I feel like you're... Go ahead.
If you don't want to hear them, don't tell me no. Well, some people are eschewing one of the core traditions, which is the preparation of the meal, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't cook anything. They go out to eat. So not cooking is becoming a tradition.
Okay.
So instead of giving thanks and living a life of service, like you said, people are going out and making people serve them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they're going to restaurants or they're getting takeout.
Okay.
So not cooking something is becoming a tradition.
Okay.
It's becoming more and more common. Another thing that people are doing, now this struck me as a little interesting. We maybe want to consider this, is teaching and teaching children to deep clean the house on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Or before Thanksgiving?
Or right before. It's an important part of the tradition.
It sounds like Passover.
Yeah, right? Another thing they've stolen from the Jews.
I don't think they've stolen anything from the Jews except for...
Oh, except for everything?
Everything, and they murdered everybody.
No, we're not supposed to talk about politics. Stop
Okay.
that. Should I delete that out? No, let's
Are
leave
we
it
at
in.
Thanksgiving dinner? Are we arguing
All right,
about
so anyways,
politics?
making kids clean. That's a new thing.
Okay.
Okay? That's gaining popularity, apparently. Let's see. So one thing some people are doing now that's becoming more common is people are serving a handful of rice.
What?
Yeah. So again, this is eerily reminiscent of Passover, where the rice is supposed to be symbolic of the fact, right, that not a lot of people have food, right? It's supposed to be a symbol that maybe not everybody is as fortunate as you are to be eating such a large, sumptuous meal. I don't do this, so don't look at me like it's the worst thing.
I've never heard this before.
Well, some people do it, okay?
Okay.
So if you're ever at a Thanksgiving meal, and somebody has a little bowl of rice on the table, that's what it means.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you supposed to eat it? Is it cooked?
No, you don't eat it. It's there. It's symbolic. You know
Is it uncooked rice or is it cooked?
No, it's cooked.
So it's a wasteful rice that they're putting on the table to symbolize that fact that nobody has food?
You know, during Passover, how you have the lamb, the paschal lamb, you have the horseradish, you have the charoset, you have the bitter herbs, you have the matzah. It's there to be symbolic of something.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well, it's the same thing.
I know what symbolism is.
Okay.
What
gonna be that way?
What button do you want to press right now?
The fuck you button. Okay. All right. Some people now, this is becoming more common. We did this once. It was a total disaster, a Friendsgiving.
It wasn't a true Friendsgiving.
Well, it was our attempt at doing a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
We invited some people over. One of them got really drunk, called one of our other guests a bitch. The whole thing went to hell.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really awful. There you go. Friendsgiving. Never again. Right?
Wasn't that the Thanksgiving that my mom died?
It was the Thanksgiving your mom died.
Maybe some other show was happening that day.
You weren't the one who got drunk and called the other person a bitch.
No, that's true.
That wasn't you.
No, it wasn't me.
If you could be accused of doing anything wrong during that Friendsgiving, it was maybe not being fun enough, but that's not really your fault.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's move on.
You were grieving.
All right.
Okay, some people are electing not to serve turkeys. They're choosing a different protein to serve.
What
a
kind
different
of
main
protein?
course. Well, some people like to do like a prime rib.
That seems like more like Christmas, doesn't
Some people do a fish.
it? Fish. That also seems like Christmas.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what people do. Okay?
I'm commenting on it.
Pigs, a whole pig.
That is definitely Christmas.
All right. Well, now everything's becoming Christmas. We talked about this. So,
It's like Thanksgiving doesn't exist.
yeah, all of you people who are doing these new fucking Thanksgiving traditions, you're turning Thanksgiving into Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Let's bring Thanksgiving back. Let's make Thanksgiving great again.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble. Some people now, this is a new tradition on Thanksgiving that people do. They watch The Lord of the Rings.
What? What does that have to do with anything?
Instead of football. Here's another thing. This is interesting. So we didn't talk about this. One of the Victorian era traditions for Thanksgiving was dressing up in costumes. That's coming back. People are starting to do it again.
Like, what kind of costumes?
Let's see. Masks, grotesque masks. So kind of like Halloween.
What, so we're blending Halloween and Christmas into...
Or dressing up like beggars.
What?
Like little tiny Tim.
What?
Yeah.
No, wrong. Sorry.
I wouldn't do this.
No.
I'm just telling you what's in this article I'm reading.
Yeah.
Okay, some people I talked about this just a second ago. They incorporate me time into Thanksgiving. That's a new tradition. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you know you're going to feel overwhelmed, right? So you're like, I got to get the fuck out of here, and I need some me time. Right? That's what my walk is for. Mm-hmm. All right, okay, so here's another thing people are starting to do on Thanksgiving. Instead of drinking, they're doing a ton of pot. Potsgiving.
Potsgiving?
Yeah, Potsgiving. That's what it's called. So instead of just drinking. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I could get into that.
All right, Potsgiving is coming up. All right, another thing that people are starting to do... I don't believe this at all here, is tell the story of the second Thanksgiving?
What?
I don't even know what this means.
No, just this article is bunk. Come
All
on.
right.
What else you got there?
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Those are all the new traditions. Let's just leave it at Potsgiving.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, people. So those are some things you all can do, listeners, to have a new and interesting Thanksgiving. Smoke pot and be alone. Isolate yourself and smoke pot. And watch Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God.
Sounds fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Right?
No.
You don't like that? Mm-mm. All right, well. It's just some suggestions. You don't have to do anything. Okay? Mm-hmm. Now, one of our friends, who is, I don't think they're a listener, per se. Maybe they do listen. I don't know. Asked us to talk about what ways should people celebrate thankfulness during Thanksgiving, apart from the gluttonous consumption of the harvest. That's a direct question.
I don't know. I just like being with people.
But I know, but that's not answering the question. How can you celebrate thankfulness?
I'm thankful to have people to be with.
I thought of something we could do.
Oh, yeah?
We could have everybody write what they're thankful for, put it in a hat.
And burn it.
No, and then you pick it out and try to guess who's thankful for what.
All right, let's do that. That'll be super easy.
Yeah, because yours is just going to say tool.
No.
Yeah, tool. I'm thankful for tool.
Stop.
Because it touches me here.
I do. very much enjoy.
All right. Well, that was my idea.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts
I have none.
about ways to be thankful
No.
and express thankfulness?
No.
What about writing letters? We could go back to greeting cards.
Oh, we could.
These Victorians were onto something with their greeting cards and scalloped oysters.
And I'll tell you what, we'll buy a whole bunch of, we don't need to buy anything. We'll just make a few Thanksgiving cards and then we'll deliver them. You know how people go Christmas caroling?
Yeah, but
we'll
what
go
about
Thanksgiving letter giving.
I love this idea.
We'll drive around.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
Are you going to make up a song
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
that we could sing?
Yeah. I'm not going to do it right now, though.
Oh,
okay. Let's see. Somebody asked us about our plans in our home. Mm-hmm. Who carves the turkey, Stomping
You.
Jen? Why me? Why does it have to be me?
Because although I am not a vegetarian, I don't really cook meat at all. Really. I don't do majority of like roasts. I don't.
What if I trained you to carve the turkey? Will you do it?
Probably not.
Oh, fuck.
You don't like doing it?
That's fine. I enjoy it.
So what do you care?
I don't mind being the person who does most of the work. It's okay.
Excuse you?
Huh? What?
Excuse you?
Okay. All right. That's it. That's our Thanksgiving discussion.
Oh, great.
Is there anything else you want to talk about? What's our meal going to be?
What? We're going to have smoked turkey from BT's.
What's BT's? Nobody knows what the fuck that is. Tell
BT's
people.
Smokehouse.
Context
in
matters.
Sturbridge, Massachusetts.
Okay, BT Smokehouse in Sturbridge, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Sturbridge?
Sturbridge.
Oh, I can't stop thinking about birds. Mm-hmm. Delicious birds. Mm-hmm. Sturbridge, Massachusetts.
Yes.
It's BT Smokehouse.
Yes.
Okay, we get a smoked turkey from there.
Smoked turkey.
What else is on the menu?
This year, I thought perhaps we'd make some stuffing waffles with mashed potatoes and cashew gravy.
What?
Yeah.
Stuffing waffles?
Yes.
Wow.
I saw somebody do it on the internet, and now I'm really, really curious about trying it.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what else?
I think some balsamic roasted Brussels sprouts. And then for the vegetarian, some roasted squash stuffed with farro and spinach.
Yeah.
With tahini sauce they want.
All right.
Yeah.
Any greens? Leafy greens?
No, just the Brussels sprouts. Do you want something else? I could make green bean casserole. I know you like that.
Ugh.
No? You like the fried onions.
You can put those on Brussels sprouts. This is our Thanksgiving. What's that Taylor Swift song? It's our house. We can leave the tree up till New Year's. You know that one?
We make the rules.
Yeah. We can put fucking onions on Brussels sprouts.
You can make Brussels sprouts with fried onions. You just asked about leafy greens and then you want to put fried onions on things.
Brussels sprouts are leafy and they're green.
I know that you said there's no leafy greens.
I was wrong. There's Brussels sprouts and we're going to put fried onions on them because it's our house and we make the rules. Mm-hmm. What's the chorus? I can't think of it. Lover?
I'll go where you go.
Because you are my lover, lover, lover.
Always be
Is that lover?
this close forever and ever. Take me out. Take me home. You're mine. Mine.
All right.
Lover.
Woo!
I'm not Taylor Swift. I don't
Good
play
job.
one on TV
No,
either.
you did good. You did good. Nice work there. Okay. All right. Well, it sounds like a great Thanksgiving. I'm looking.
Oh, we're going to have some rolls
rolls.
and some mini pies.
What
from
about biscuits?
Pips.
Do you line those up?
I told our friend from Oak and Ash that I would like some biscuits.
What is Oak and Ash?
We've had them on the show before. Our friend
Okay.
Lindsay Baird.
Pretend nobody has heard this before.
Go back. We have at least 2 episodes that we did with Oak and Ash. Anyways, they can go back in our archives. And anyways, so Lindsay, one of the owners.
You are the
of
worst
Oak
host ever.
Do you want me to tell? You can tell too.
Go ahead.
You tell.
No, you tell.
I'm done telling.
No, a lot of the feedback we get is I talk too much and people want to hear from you. So
well, this is the way I talk.
Well,
so
I'm here
our
to
friend
help
Lindsay from Oak and Ash just got her kitchen certified and is doing some baked goods, not like savory baked goods, so like breads and biscuits and pretzels. And
Is bread savory?
It's not sweet. The opposite of sweet is savory. Ow, I just hit my ankle and it hurts now.
Okay. All right.
So anyways, I told Lindsay, our friend, that I would take biscuits any day that she made them and I would pay her gladly for them.
Okay. Well, it sounds like an amazing Thanksgiving we have planned. I'm looking forward to spending it with you, Stomping
And we're
Jen.
going to have to get some ice cream to go with the mini pies.
I said I'm looking forward to spending it with you, Stomping Jen.
Should we make butter cookies? That's another tradition that my mother...
Why do you keep ignoring my attempts to wrap up the Thanksgiving conversation? You want to make butter cookies? Let's do it.
You just told me I don't talk enough, and now I'm talking, and you're trying to cut me off.
Well, you got to know what's enough and what isn't enough.
How about when you went on and on and on and droned about the stupid things that people decided to do? All
right, butter cookies. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did she do that on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we always did it on Thanksgiving.
All right, let's do it.
Like the weekend of Thanksgiving.
So let's do it Friday.
We make the butter cookies.
It's our house. We make the rules. Butter cookies.
Butter's expensive. Mm-hmm.
Butter's not expensive. There's not a cow shortage.
Everything is expensive.
That's true. All right. Last but not least.
Oh, yeah. What else do you want to say?
Some of our friends, when I did announce that we were recording a Thanksgiving episode,
what else do
they wrote in with some questions.
Okay.
These are not related to Thanksgiving. These are just random life questions.
Okay.
They suggested we try to answer them in rapid fire style.
Succession.
And given that we've been going for almost an hour and a half, I think that's a good idea. But
excuse me.
Let's dig into this. There's a couple of questions. Okay. And I'm going to credit our friend Juicy D with providing these questions for us.
Great.
Okay. So Juicy, thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy our attempt to answer these very thought-provoking questions. Now, we'll say this. One of the things I appreciate about our friends is they ask the kinds of questions that matter.
They ask the probing questions.
Yeah. I mean, these are serious types of questions, and we should take them seriously. Okay.
All right. What are they?
How do you wipe your butt? Are you a neat folder or a monster that just crumples it all together and hopes for the best?
Well, we have bidet.
Don't deflect.
Okay.
Answer the question.
Crumpled mess.
Wrong answer.
There was no right or wrong answer.
No, there's a wrong answer implied in the way it's framed.
Okay, what's next?
This
is not rapid fire.
I want to give my answer.
Okay, what's your answer?
You must fold.
Okay, great.
Folding, no, let me explain why.
That's not answering the question in rapid fire succession.
No, when you go in, this is my podcast. I make the rules. Now listen to me, you. When you go in with a crumpled mess, right? There are ridges and edges at all sorts of angles.
It catches all the nooks and crannies.
No. What it does is it spreads shit all over your ass on the way out. A neat fold. Okay, let me explain something. Especially as you get older, examining what's going on that paper is very important.
Oh my God.
You have to look for...
I'm so glad.
You have to look for streaks of blood. You have to look for dried blood, also known as coffee grounds in the medical world. There's a lot to be doing, right, when you're cleaning up in terms of inspecting your own health, right? So when you're doing the crumpled mess approach, you can't get a good picture of what's happening on that piece of paper.
Or do you? It could be like a Rorschach test. Come Come on. What's the next question?
No, let me just finish.
This is not rapid
let
fire,
me just finish.
Bradford.
Let me just finish. No, it must be folded. Now, here's the thing. Here's the mistake.
Nobody said that you're going to give the explanation.
Let me
about
qualify.
why.
Let me just
Juicy did not expect this long ass conversation.
Just let me finish. This is an important point. Okay. You tear off a small amount, right? You fold it so it's a single use, because you don't want to wipe, then fold and wipe again, because then you're just wiping feces back all over yourself, right? You don't want to do that. Anyways, so
what's the next
folding?
Question?
Okay, everyone agrees.
Okay, next question.
Folding is the only appropriate way to wipe. Next question. Are hot dogs a sandwich?
Yes.
Wrong! The answer to that one is no. Hot dogs are not a sandwich. They are their own category.
Okay, what's next?
Let me ask you a question.
I don't need a fucking explanation. Next question.
I need to ask a question, please.
I don't give a shit. What is an... I don't eat hot dogs.
Can I please ask a question?
It's like a grinder and a sub. Are those sandwiches?
The point of this is dialogic intercourse. Let me talk. Please.
Haven't you talked enough?
Let me ask you a question. If a hot dog was just a sandwich, okay? Mm-hmm. During the hot dog eating contest every year, are they eating bologna and cheese?
No, it's a hot dog eating contest. It's not a sandwich eating contest.
Right, but if a hot dog was a sandwich, any kind of sandwich would do. It's not. What is a sandwich?
It's 2 pieces of bread and something inside. Come on. What next?
I'm pretty sure you've been a sandwich before. By that definition. Can I come over there and take a bite out of you? You look tasty.
Enough.
Come here.
What? Do you have another one?
Yes.
Are you done?
Is cereal soup?
No.
Cereal is not soup. You know what else is not soup? Gazpacho. And if you try to tell me gazpacho is soup, fuck you!
What next?
What do you think gazpacho is soup?
Gazpacho is soup.
It is not soup. Nothing cold could be soup, ever.
That's not true. You can have cold soup.
Soup is hot.
You're hot. Come on. What's next?
All right, last question. Are Pop-Tarts ravioli?
No. I like that question. Are Pop-Tarts ravioli? No.
I think the answer is no as well. Let me tell you why.
No. Whoa, sure. Go ahead. Tell me why.
What's your answer why?
It's not pasta.
But there's lots of pasta that's not ravioli.
Ravioli is it's pasta with something inside.
I will answer why.
It's like a wonton. It's like the same thing.
A ravioli.
So a better question would be, is a wonton a ravioli?
No, this question is fine. Don't insult Juicy D. This is a great question.
But the answer is no.
The answer is no. And the reason is because it's not boiled. A ravioli has to be boiled.
Is a pierogi a ravioli? Is a wonton a ravioli?
But not everything that is boiled is a ravioli.
If it's not boiled, does it not bleed?
All right, those are all the questions. Considering this may be so that's it. That's all I have here for the show. The show is over.
Thank God.
I like those questions. Those were fun.
Those are fun. Except you're not answering them in rapid fire succession with no explanation. You're finding the need to sit there and explore the rationale behind the answers, which is not the point of a rapid fire succession question answering.
Have you met me? I could do an hour on every one of these questions.
Fucking God. Thank God we're not doing that.
All right. Since we may not be back for months.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Was this fun?
Huh?
Was this fun?
It's always fun.
Do you want to do this again?
Oh my God.
Should we?
So much pressure. Do we have to answer that question at this very moment?
No.
Can't we just let this episode percolate on its own?
I guess it's going to have to go out there and be on its own.
All right.
All right. Well, listeners, look.
Go see Tool. if they come to a city
Aren't
near
they
you.
fucking rich enough? Do we have to sit
Go
here
see
and
Rubblebucket, because they were super fun.
see Rubblebucket? Fuck Tool, Rubblebucket. See Rubblebucket. Listen to Peter Gabriel. Don't worry about this Frog Brigade. You don't need to see that. See Taylor Swift.
Oh, Beyonce's concert film is coming out.
Are you going to that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that to you. As long as I can
You'll
eat
go with that.
popcorn.
As long as you can eat popcorn, you'll
And
see
then
any
fall
movie.
asleep.
Oh, my brother wants to go see Thanksgiving when he comes up.
Isn't that a Napoleon out?
And Napoleon, he says he is correct in his assumption that the kids would probably much rather enjoy going to see Thanksgiving than Napoleon.
Does it have a murderous turkey in it?
No, yeah, it's a horror movie.
Oh. Is the turkey the murderer?
I don't know anything about it except it's a horror movie.
All right, well, we'll go see Thanksgiving on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving.
No, not on Thanksgiving.
No. We'll go the weekend.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else before we wrap up? This is it.
No,
This might be the very last episode ever. It could be. It really could be.
It could be. We could die tomorrow.
You gonna do something to me, or
What?
are you gonna do something to me?
No,
or-
I'm talking about, the impending doom of our society collapsing in and of itself.
You keep trying to lead me into this topic.
It is a low level always for me.
All right, I'm going to really
So-
exercise some restraint. People
Okay.
like to listen to this for fun.
Absolutely. So
It's
go
been
have fun, people.
An hour and 35 minutes of fun.
Have such a fun Thanksgiving with whatever your traditions are. Make sure you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and listen to Alice's
Can I
Restaurant.
say one thing?
And make butter cookies.
Can I say one thing?
What?
I'm feeling disappointed.
Why?
I was just sitting here thinking about how after Thanksgiving is the next set of holidays. And one of them is New Year's.
I love New Year's.
I know, but I didn't keep many of my resolutions. I'm disappointed in
Okay,
myself.
you're starting a whole nother episode. Come on.
I wanted to read more, and all I do is sit on this social media and watch these reels.
That's a you problem.
This, which one was I showing you the other day?
Hey.
What?
Come on.
Angry Grandma?
I'll tell you what. We'll do.
Have you seen Angry Grandma?
We'll do a real recap.
Gator Chris?
Goodbye, people.
Cheetah
This has
Cat?
been a pleasure.
What's that called? Cheetah?
Enjoy
Ayo Cheetah?
your
What's up?
time with your family or whatever it is that you choose to do with your couple days off from work.
Surprise, surprise.
Adios.
Surprise, surprise.
I'm going to go off the air now.
No, don't leave me here all by
Okay,
myself.
enough. You're going on a tangent.
All right, wrap up again, please. Sorry.
All right.
I was talking about reels, and you just talked over me the whole time.
Because nobody gives a shit about your reels.
Listeners, will you please, if you actually
He's at
listen
the
to
point
this,
where he's sending me reels about things that are ridiculous.
listen, listeners, please, if you're listening to this, I just beg you, please leave one comment. Tell me if you like reels and if I'm wasting my time talking about reels. I need to understand.
Okay.
Is this a waste of time, or is this a new thing that we all do? We just sit there and watch reels. It's driving me crazy. I want to read more. But I'm addicted. Is this social media addicting?
Folks, it's been a pleasure. I'm signing off. Stomping Jen is signing off.
Oh, Stomping Jen. It's been fun. I don't want to let you go. You see this? I don't want to let you go.
To all of our fans and friends and loved ones out in the nether region.
All right, folks. I'm getting the high sign. What's the high sign?
Okay.
Oh, no. You're actually walking away from the mic. All right, people. Well, wait, you didn't say your thing.
Adios.
All right. Listen, folks, have a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoyed our Thanksgiving special spectacular. I don't know if we'll see you again or when we'll see you again.
Gobble, gobble.
Maybe I'll be too busy with these fucking reels. I don't know. But be that as it may, enjoy your holiday, your Thanksgiving. Okay? Eat some turkey. Eat some scalloped oysters. Eat some venison, maybe. Have a fish. Okay? And we will see you when we see you again. Okay? Bye now.
this world of ours, ever growing smaller, must avoid becoming a community of dreadful fear and hate. Those who have freedom will understand also its heavy responsibility. That all who are insensitive to the needs of others will learn charity, and that the sources, scourges of poverty, disease, and ignorance will be made disappear from the earth. And that in the goodness of time, all peoples will come to live together in a peace guaranteed by the binding force of mutual respect and love. I shall never cease to do what little I can to help the world advance along that road.